Hey everyone, I am here with Debbie McBroom. We are so excited to have Debbie here on air with us tonight for the Indie Fundraising live stream. Debbie, thank you so much for joining us tonight for this quick chat so we can learn more about how we can fundraise better for these children. Guys, Indie has already raised almost $90,000. That's awesome. That means that almost 1,800 kids have clean water because of you guys. So we're making these miles count. We're making the sweat count. We're making all of this training count by fundraising. We're inviting people into our story. Each of your stories is individually perfect, and it's you, and it's unique. And people, whether you know it or not, or whether you want to accept it or not, they're inspired by you. And we just need to raise our voice, open our mouths, and talk about what we're doing because people want to be invited into this with us. So Debbie's going to help us learn a little bit more about how she's fundraised, and maybe you can get your wheels turning about how you can join in and do that too. So before we get started, I want to talk about Impact Night. It's happening 1 week from tonight, 6:30. It's going to be in Carmel at Northview. They're being gracious enough to give us the space and love Team World Vision in that way. So get up to Carmel. If you have to coordinate a carpool to get there, guys, do it. It is so worth it. It is going to be what group run is to training. It's that to fundraising, guys. So you won't want to miss it. It's going to be epic. We have great prizes to give away, and pizza is going to be served with yummy treats. So you won't want to miss it. Make sure to get yourself there. People who get themselves to Impact Night see their fundraising double. So if you want to get to help double the amount of kids, just attend Impact Night to get some more equipping and learn more about World Vision's Waterworks. So you can RSVP to that at indieimpact.eventbrite.com. And that's in the email that you got from me on Monday morning. Now I'm going to switch over to Debbie. Debbie, she came to Africa with Team World Vision last year, and she got to see everything with her own eyes, guys. And Debbie is an incredible leader. She is just one of the sweetest people you will ever meet. And I'm so excited to learn from her today in our fundraising live stream. Debbie has such a heart for these children that we're running for. And she'll tell you a little bit about herself and her journey to finding marathons, which is maybe similar to a lot of ours. And her husband, Evan, is also a leader that you might recognize here in the indie community. He's a force. And also their son, Blaine, has joined them this season too. So it's a family affair. And Debbie, I am just so excited to have you here with us. Camera's on you now, and Debbie is sporting her Team World Vision t-shirt per usual. Every time we head over to Evan and Debbie's house, we just wonder, what t-shirt are Evan and Debbie going to be wearing? What Team World Vision t-shirt? Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, Debbie. So tell us, how many years have you been doing Team World Vision? How did you start? Where did this all come from? Tell us your story.
Well, you said years, but it's actually only been a year. I started only a year ago. I ran my first Team World Vision event last November. So I am really new at this. Mm-hmm. And so this is only my second Team World Vision event. But I got started because my husband started before me. He decided after running lots of half marathons that he wanted to try doing a full marathon, and someone said, hey, you should join Team World Vision. So he did. And 2 years ago, he ran the Chicago Marathon. And the whole training season, he kept, telling me about it, but I wasn't really getting excited about it until he took me with him up to Chicago to see the whole weekend event. And I say that because it started with the team dinner the night before. Mm-hmm. And I was so impacted by that event, just seeing the camaraderie amongst the runners and how much they support each other, how much fun the dinner was, and then the love and compassion that they have for the people that they're raising money for. And the stories were just awesome. And I started feeling God, turning me around, because I had said for years, I hate running. I don't want to run.
Mm-hmm.
And Evan had tried to talk me into it for a long time. And then the next day at the marathon, I was cheering for every orange jersey that I could see in the crowd of runners. And I knew at the end of the day that I had to do it too. So after years of saying, no, I'm not going to run, I hate running, running is your thing, I said to Evan, you did a great job, honey, and now I got to do it too. Mm-hmm. And so that was 2 years ago, and last year I started, and that's how it all began.
That's awesome. I love it. So I love that you got to witness the camaraderie when Evan did the Chicago Marathon. And I'm so excited for everyone to witness that at the Indy finish line tent and the start line and the team dinner, because there are people on your team who are doing great at fundraising or are doing great at training. So if you are a great fundraiser, speak into the people on your team, build that camaraderie, help people, give people tips. If you are great at training, speak into people on your team. You can help someone take that extra step, go that extra mile. So that camaraderie is huge with Team World Vision. I'm so grateful that Debbie got to see it in Chicago. And yeah, we have that. It's just so good. Team World Vision people support each other. So find those people on your team that have something that you need, and have them share that with you. So turn down the humble dial, everyone who knows that they're good at fundraising or knows that they're good at training, and share that love with your team, either via your Facebook group or just at group runs. So Debbie, what inspires you to set your high fundraising goals? What gets you excited about fundraising?
Well, I was a little nervous about it at first. Last year, Evan and I decided we would fundraise together, and he is so good at talking to people, asking the big ask. And I thought, oh, this is going to be easy for me. And then I started feeling like, well, I probably need to do something to help out. I can't just let him do all the heavy lifting. And so I started dreaming up some different ways that I could fundraise. And I think what gets me excited about it, especially now looking back at some of the things that we've done that I'll tell you about in a minute, what I get excited about is seeing how God took my idea that I thought was just my idea, but probably came from above, but made it so much more successful than what I ever thought it could be. And so what I get excited about is seeing God's hand in it and seeing what he does with it, and makes it so much better than what I could do on my own. So that is starting to be really exciting, just to see what God can do. Totally.
That's awesome. So guys, if you have a fundraising idea that scares you, or that you're just starting to tinker with, or you're just starting to come up, or it's coming from above, just go with it. Guys, Debbie has seen her fundraising ideas just roll and explode and bring in so much fundraising and support for clean water. So if there's an idea that you have rattling around in your mind, just put it out there to your friends and family, and you will just be blown away by the generosity that your family gives you. So Debbie, I won't keep everyone in suspense. Tell me about how you fundraise, and tell me about some of the ideas you've had.
So Evan does a lot. My husband Evan does a lot of his fundraising just on social media, because he's on social media all the time. And I thought, I think I need to dream up a different way. Like I need something more creative. And I decided that we would try having a garage sale. Well, I started digging through closets and pulling things out, and we had a fair amount of stuff. But what ended up happening was we started asking friends who had garage sales in the neighborhood, or just people we knew, do you have anything you want to donate to the sale? And we ended up with probably double the amount of stuff the first year. And then this last year, our neighbors ended up having all kinds of furniture to donate. We had people donate things like lawnmowers and furniture, some big items. And at least half of the proceeds both times ended up being from other people donating to us, which when I started the idea, I had no idea that that's where it would go, that that's how we would end up making half the money.
Mm-hmm.
So we made double what I thought we might make. And
Right.
so that was pretty exciting. And it ended up being a great day of telling people why we were having the event and
Mm-hmm.
where the money was going. And so it made people feel good to think that they were buying something that was going to benefit somebody halfway around the world, you know? So that was really cool too. It ended up being a great event, but we've done it twice now, and both times, you know, just was a great day. And we raised over $1,000 both times. So,
Oh my goodness.
Kind of a surprise, but really fun.
Totally. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And then I had another situation come up where I was trying to think of something different that I could do. And I heard Evan talking about, you know, he had heard people say, you should use your gifts. What are you good at? Mm-hmm. And Evan has made a video of this crazy music video because that's using his gifts. And I thought, well, I'm a preschool teacher. You know, what can a preschool teacher do to fundraise? And I wasn't coming up with anything. But a couple days after I'd been kind of thinking about it and praying about it, I got this email. Somebody asked me, the children's ministry director actually asked me if I would come and be a guest speaker to the kids at her church. And I thought, sure. She wanted me to talk about Team World Vision. Well, I was happy to do it. I thought it'd be great to tell their church about Team World Vision, especially the kids. And then she ended up deciding that she would encourage the kids to donate. And I ended up getting $12,000 from them. $1,200. Boy, that sounded really good, didn't it? Sorry. $1,200 from them.
No, that's a lot.
I was expecting nothing. You know, like I went at it thinking, well, this would be a fun thing to do. I can tell people about Team World Vision and about the need of people in Africa, you know, the needs of people in Africa. And it ended up being an amazing fundraiser that I didn't even expect. So that's another time where I just saw God just sort of lay it out for me. I was thinking, what can a preschool teacher do? And God said, here's what you can do, you know, so it was really cool. And it turned out to be lots of fun. So those are two times where I've just seen God go to work and make it easy for me. And
totally.
Lots of fun.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. I mean, Debbie's found ways to engage with people and talk more about Team World Vision at her garage sale, in preschool classes and Sunday school. I mean, just engaging people and speaking to people about what they can do to make a difference. That's awesome. So I love those two ideas. And I have to say that when you're doing your garage sale, Debbie, I see it on social media, and I know that people are giving from afar too. If they can't walk up to your lawn, you have something to put on Facebook. You have an event, you have some sort of a momentous thing to offer up for people to learn about. And the garage sale or Sunday school lesson or something momentous like that, that's great to talk about. So I love hearing about those things. So we talk about God-sized goals at Team World Vision. Debbie, you know about those God-sized goals. Fundraising can be scary, and high goals can be scary. What encourages you to bump your goal or to set a high goal? And how can you encourage us and give us your advice today?
Okay, well, I think we took a trip to Africa, to Ethiopia, right after last year's monumental event. And I think that seeing the need in person, like going there and seeing the people who don't have access to clean water, just really made me feel like I've got to come back and do whatever I can. Mm-hmm. And so that inspired me to go the longer distance, to try the full marathon this year. Mm-hmm. And it also made me realize I've got to put the goal up higher and just go for it and see what I can do. Mm-hmm. And there's no reason not to go higher, because, you know, you don't have to get there. I mean, nothing's going to happen to you if you don't reach it, but why not shoot for a higher goal? You know, I just decided I'm going to double what I couldn't just do the minimum. I decided I've got to at least try double that. And then I saw that the $3,000 suggestion. I thought, okay, I'll just go to 3,000, you know. Mm-hmm. And I'm already there. And I wasn't sure if I could do it, but I was able to, and now I'm so glad that I did make it that, and that I didn't just go for 1,500 or, I just think there's no reason not to. It does seem scary, but it doesn't hurt to try. And if you bump it up and try for it, you're likely to get there.
Totally.
If it's low, then you're not going to get there, so why not?
Right.
And,
Totally.
The need is great. Seeing the people that don't have access to clean water, seeing that the water sources that they have, it's just heartbreaking. And if I wish everyone could see it for their own eyes and see it and feel it and smell it, because once you do, you just feel like you have to do whatever you can to help. So
totally. So Debbie's been there to Ethiopia, and she's seen it with her own eyes. She's been able to take that walk, the water walk, miles from a contaminated water source with a child, with a mother. And if you have not seen that with your own eyes, just imagine sending your own child, your niece, your nephew, your grandchild, your little sister, little brother. I mean, imagine those real faces on the other side of the world that are just as precious as the ones that we kiss before we go to bed at night. Just imagine those people really suffering, and we can do something, and we are doing something, and Indy is crushing it, and Indy is doing something about it. So thanks, Debbie, for sharing that. So, but what do you do when you get discouraged, Debbie? A lot of us are halfway through right now and we're getting a little discouraged. What do you do when you get discouraged?
Well, I thought about this quite a bit. I think I end up getting discouraged when I think that my fundraising should look just like somebody else's. Like I mentioned that my husband is a rock star on social media, and I'm not on social media that much, but first I thought, well, I need to do what he's doing. And I put some things out there on social media, and I didn't get much of a response. Well, it was pretty discouraging, but I was, trying to do my fundraising the way that somebody else might do it, but that doesn't mean that's what's best for me. And so when I started, thinking more of ways that seemed more like my personality, then it happened much more easily, and I got much more excited about it, and I saw God, working in it. And so I guess I want to encourage people, don't feel like you have to do your fundraising just like somebody else does, and think about your own, personality and what you like to do and how you might be able to fundraise with your own strengths and your own skills, and how has God gifted you. So even when you think it doesn't make sense, like a preschool teacher, how's she going to raise money? So anyway, that's what I would suggest in terms of what to do when you're discouraged. Don't give up. Try something new.
Right. You do you. You got to use your gifts because you are uniquely you. That's great. Oh, that's awesome. And if anyone needs help finding out what type of fundraiser they are, go to fundraising tips on the side of your Team World Vision profile. And there's a whole bunch of different profiles that can help you choose how you like to best fundraise, because some of us don't even know how we want to start. And Debbie, as my last question here before we close out, what inspires you to continue to go farther together with Team World Vision?
Well, I love being part of the team. I have always loved to exercise, never really loved running, but I was so drawn in by being part of the team and by the greater cause of helping others. And I think it's an awesome thing to be able to use the muscles God gave me and put it to work for helping others around the world. And so that's what keeps me going. And I forgot to say earlier that I would encourage anybody who has loved ones that they've been trying to get to run or trying to get to join the team to bring them to the team dinner if they can, because that really made an impact on me. And here I am today for that. So after that, anyway.
Well, thank you so much, Debbie. Everyone, Debbie and I will see you at Impact Night next Wednesday. Debbie, thank you so much for sharing your heart, and we're just so grateful for all that you're doing for clean water. So thanks for sharing, and Debbie and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye, everyone.